No matter what skill level of bracelet making you are, you probably already know what the Greek wave pattern is or have even made at least one yourself. The first tutorial ever made that I was able to find was made by the incredibly popular Beyond Bracelets on May 3rd, 2012. However, it was taught in the original row by row knot formation, which is hardly ever used anymore nowadays. And on May 9th, 2021, which is insane how close that is to the first ever tutorial, Craftanatic history has been made. I finally made my first ever Greek wave. After finally knotting this pattern for myself, I'm here to give you a tutorial on how to segment knot this very famous pattern. There are already so many videos on YouTube, but due to such high requests from all you guys, I will finally add yet another one to the list. So if you want to learn how to make this pattern from me, then keep on watching. So for this bracelet, you are going to need 11 strings. Whatever color you want on the right side, you'll need 5 strings for, and then whatever color you want on the left, you'll need 6. I went off of my blue cardstock there, which is 12 inches in width. So I took my string, went by that length with a little extra, and then I just folded it over 3 times to measure out 36 inches. And then I would take that 36 inches and fold over my strings as many times as I needed to get the correct amount for each color. And then I cut off that end, cut off all the loops, so that way I had all of my individual strings ready quickly. I will say that 36 inches is a little bit on the long side for this bracelet. The green one that I made was 6 inches in total without the ties, and I still had quite a lot of string left over, but it is a good length of string to measure if you need to make a longer bracelet or if you just want to be more cautious. And for the order of your strings, you want all of your 6 strings of your first color on the left side and then all 5 of your second colored strands on the right side. They don't need to be perfectly lined up right now because we can kind of pick up the string that we need as we go along, and with only having 2 colors, that makes it pretty easy to do. So starting on your outermost left side, you're going to take your very first string and you're going to do forward knots onto almost all of your strings. When you get to that second to last string, you will want to do a forward backward knot onto it. And then you'll come back to your newest outermost left strand, and this time you'll do forward knots across the next 4 strands, which will be the rest of the strands of your first color. And then you'll come back to your outermost left side yet again, pick up that very first string, and then just do 3 forward knots onto the next 3 strings, which is, again, all of your strings of your first color. And then, yet again, come back to your newest outermost left strand and just do forward knots across the next 2 strings. And then one more time, come back to your newest outermost left strand and just do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And now we can finally start working with our second color. The wave is just a little bit tedious to work on in these next steps, but hopefully not too confusing for you guys. So you're going to start from the left side. And while moving across, pick up the very first string of your second color. And with that string, you're going to do backward knots onto the next 3 strings to the left of it. And then on your 4th string, you will do a backward forward knot. And then back from the left side, move down the strings again, and pick up the next second colored string in line. And you're going to take that string and do a backward forward knot onto the first colored strand to the left of it. Then with that string still, you're going to do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it, which will be your second colored strand. And then you're going to come to sort of the middle of your strings, where you'll have 3 of your first color sort of bordered by your second color. You want to take the string that is in the middle of the 2 and do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then we'll go to the left strand of those 3 and do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then we're going to move towards the right just a little bit, where our second colored strands are in a group of 2. We're going to pick up the left strand of the 2 and we're going to do a backward forward knot onto the string to the left of it. Then we're going to come back to our group of first colored strands now, where there is that group of 2. We did our first knot to sort of start the wave. You want to take that string and do a forward knot onto the string to the right of it. And then we're going to move over to the right a little bit, and we're going to pick up our first colored strand that is bordered by 2 of our second colored strands, which is also the one that we did our very first set of knotting with. You want to take that string and do backward knots onto the next 3 strings to the left of it. And that is essentially the wave part completed. But before we close that up, we want to complete the right edge with the same sort of decreasing knotting that we did with our first color in the very beginning. So to do that, you're going to take your outermost right strand of your second color, of course. You want to do backward knots onto the next 3 strings to the left of it, and then on that 4th one, which will be the first colored strand, you want to do a backward forward knot. And then you're going to come back to your newest outermost right strand, and this time just do 3 backward knots onto the strings to the left of it. And again, come back to your newest outermost right strand and do 2 backward knots onto the next 2 strands to the left of it. And then one more time, come back to your outermost right strand and just do 1 backward knot onto the string to the left of it. And for our very final step, we have our second color sort of mixed in with our first color over on the left, and we need to bring that over to the other side. So you're going to pick up that string, and you're going to do forward knots across the rest of all the strings to bring it over to the outermost right side. And that's the whole set completed. We have 1 full Greek wave finished. And to continue with the pattern, you can follow the video from this timestamp here, which will also be in the description box so that you can just click it and it'll take you there immediately. And just follow it exactly the same way, and keep doing that until you have your bracelet as long as you need it to be. This pattern is also really easy to use a straight edges technique with. I don't really like using the technique on normal patterns if I'm being completely honest, but there are some patterns out there that just benefit so much more from using it. And this pattern is one of them. It actually really does look quite a lot better with it. And you don't even need the extra string on both sides for it. The pattern is set up in a way where it makes it really easy to do. And you can see that here. I kind of photoshopped the pattern a little bit instead of making a new one on the generator. But I made a version that has the straight edges technique built into it without needing to add any more string. So if any of you are super heavy visual learners like I am, then you'll definitely want to screenshot this. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video today. I really hope that my tutorial lived up to all of your expectations, and I will see you in the next one.